We're back with more Call to the Booth. I'm Harrison Sanford, that's Aqib Talib, and if you're watching or listening, we are joined by Rob Parker of the Odd Couple radio show on Fox Sports 1. He's joined by Chris Broussard, doing some numbers over there, Rob. Happy that you're joining us. We have a bunch of topics to discuss, and I know Rob has a great commentary about one of Aqib's favorite quarterbacks, Tom Brady, but we'll get to that in a moment. First and foremost, Rob, thanks for joining us.
Yes. Hey, guys, man, I appreciate it. Thanks for having me, and look forward to it. Let's do it.
Definitely. Rob was hollering about them numbers early. What you told him, Rob? A million downloads or what? What it look like?
Hey, the Odd Couple with Chris Broussard, right? We have a daily radio show.
Yeah.
From 4 to 7 Pacific and 7 to 10 Eastern. But yeah, people aren't in their cars like they used to since the pandemic, but you can download. A lot of people think the show is just a podcast. They don't even know it's a radio show.
Right.
But yeah, we're getting like 1 million downloads a month. I'm not bragging. I'm just giving you facts. That's all.
we brag a little bit on my show. You know what I'm saying? So that we brought you on here to brag, to talk your shit, Rob. You know what I'm saying? That's why we brought you on here, baby. So you can brag. Call to the booth, baby. You can brag. But Call to the Booth fans, y'all hear that? 1 million downloads a month. Let's get there, man. Let's get us with Rob. Get us with an Odd Couple at, baby. Let's go, man. Come on.
There you go. Hey, and you know what? Aqib, I'm gonna tell you, and Harrison, you guys, if you guys want some swag like I'm wearing, just go to GetRob.com. Get Rob.
There we go.
There you go. There you go.
Hey, which before we have to talk about football, but now I have to bring this up because Aqib, I don't know if you've noticed Rob's account, and Rob, I don't know if you've seen the show so far, but Aqib is not too shy. He'll bring out the swag. He'll bring out the little Balenciaga t-shirt. He'll bring out some gear for the show. At the same time, Rob, I've seen your Instagram account. You're pretty good at finding the discounts. Rob be up at Marshall's getting like a $500 suit for like $125.
Hey, I'm always finding like these great deals. And I found probably the greatest was a blazer. And I just forgot. I'll come back to it. But I found a brand, you know what I mean, a designer blazer that was originally, it was $2,700, and I wound up paying like $395 or something like that. I'm always looking for the greatest deals out there.
Balling on a budget.
Balling on a budget, baby. I feel that.
I ain't mad at it. All right, let's talk some football. Let's talk some football real quick. And before we get to a number of quarterback categories, Rob, you've been in the industry a long time, and Aqib just had his debut calling the game for Fox, the Washington football team versus the Detroit Lions. Did you get a chance to hear any of the commentary? I know you love watching Matthew Stafford and the Lions, so I wonder if you had a chance to give it a listen.
I spent 20 years in Detroit and working there and covering Lions games for all that time. So yeah, and I heard from a few friends in Detroit who were like, telling me that you were doing the game and whatnot. I just heard a little clips, but man, that's a good start. I mean, did you enjoy it? I'm asking you. Yeah. It's a little different, right? Calling the game.
It's different, man. It's you prepare like you're gonna play. But I mean, once you get in that booth, you ain't playing, you talking, you know what I'm saying? And there's so many moving parts, man, to the broadcast. So it's somebody talking in this ear, you got another guy talking in this ear, and you gotta find your time. It's not like they said, all right, kid, Dan gonna say this, then it'll be this, and then you talk. And then that, like, nah, we kind of just freestyle it. So you gotta kind of find your timing. And it take a while, man. I definitely felt like a rookie in the booth.
Yeah, the big thing too is you don't want to step on each other. So you're right. You got to find like the time to jump in and throw stuff out. And here's the other thing. This is my only advice to you.
Yeah.
I've seen some, and I've watched some great color analysts over the years. And to me, the best guys, and I always remember when Tim McCarver used to do baseball, the best thing about a color analyst is tell me what I'm supposed to be looking for.
Right.
Don't just tell me after the fact. And what I mean is, I remember McCarver saying like, hey, if I'm on third base, be ready. This guy is prone to throw a ball in the dirt and you can score. The next pitch in the dirt, you know what I mean?
Right,
so
right.
Like, tell me what to be looking for. Yo, look at this coverage here. I don't know if I'm a quarterback, I'm going up top. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then boom, something like that plays out. You don't have to do it all the time, but that's
Exactly.
what we're looking for.
Yep, definitely. Good advice.
No doubt.
Rob, well, why don't we just stick on that Lions game? Matt Patricia and the Lions, they're not too far. They're relatively in the playoff race. Aqib, you just saw them live in person. You giving them any chance of potentially sneak? There's a new playoff team this year. They expanded the playoffs. Do you give them a chance with Matthew Stafford to get in there? Rob, I'll let you go first.
I don't know. I don't have them as a playoff team. I know the Lions, they're famous for, beating the teams, beating some bad teams. They have a hard time. Matthew Stafford, his whole career, has beaten less than 10. He's been in the league for 11, 12 years, has beaten less than 10 teams that have finished over 500. So it's a lot of also ran wins. I don't see them making the playoffs, but I get it. There's an extra team. But look, Minnesota's up and coming, right? They're playing much better. The Bears are going the other way, but they still have 5 wins. I think they're 5-5. So it's a tough division just from the standpoint that there are 2 other teams there, and then of course the Packers on top.
Yeah, I say the same, Rob. I think it's going to be tough for them boys just because the West probably going to send 3 teams. You know what I'm saying? And then the South probably going to send 2 teams. And now you only get the division winners from the other team, you know what I'm saying, from the other league. So I think they might finish with a decent record, not too bad. But I think it's tough out here, Rob, man. I don't know if the West gonna fall off. I like 3 teams to go from the West. I like the BUCS and the Saints to go. So now that just leaves you with, you know what I'm saying, the 2 division winners. Yeah. So I think they're just gonna be the last man out.
Hopefully, though, in Detroit, Jim Caldwell got a raw deal in Detroit. They ran him out. They said that 9 wins wasn't good enough. And Matt Patricia and the GM Bob Quinn, they just haven't done a good job. This franchise should be better. They shouldn't be in this situation. And who knows? Maybe if they don't make the playoffs, they'll finally get broomed out of there. If they make it, that probably means they get to stick around another year. So we'll see.
We'll see.
So you guys agree relatively on the Detroit Lions. I assume that you don't agree on your thoughts when it comes to Tom Brady. Rob, could you make Aqib familiar with your thoughts around Mr. Tom Brady and his chances to potentially win another Super Bowl?
First of all, I'm going to look straight in the camera and say, no way, no how are they winning the Super Bowl, okay? First of all, we'll start there. Number 2, Tom Brady, some people call him the GOAT. I call him the Loat, the luckiest of all time. And it doesn't mean he can't play, but man, so many things have fallen his way. Aqib, are you ready? Are you taking notes? All right, the first Super Bowl he ever got, the against the Raiders, when that ball, he fumbled the ball and the referees gave it back to the Patriots. That whole Super Bowl, that whole playoffs, Tom Brady threw 1 touchdown the entire postseason. And if you remember those first 3 Super Bowls, it was about defense, and defense. It was about Adam Vinatieri, one of the greatest kickers of all time. The Patriots barely won all those games, and when they beat the greatest show on turf, don't forget that, they held that team to 13 points. They were killing everybody in the NFL. That doesn't mean that Brady's not a good player, but let's not get it twisted. In the last 3 Super Bowls that the Patriots won, again, the defense in those 3 Super Bowls held all 3 of those teams to 0 points in the fourth quarter. That enabled Brady to be able to engineer some of those comebacks. I'm not saying that he didn't do anything, but the defense also engineered it. That Super Bowl against Atlanta, they were in field goal position. If you remember, Julio Jones made a great catch to set up a 1st and 10 at the 22.
Right.
They're already in field goal range. And they make the biggest blunder in the history of coaching in the NFL, because you shouldn't be passing at that time.
Right.
You kneel down 3 times, right? And kick the field goal, you're up by 11, and you couldn't beat them. Couldn't beat them.
But that's why this is the best. This is the ultimate team sport, Rob. Like, you know what I'm saying? The defense got to be there, and you got to have somebody to drive the bus. And I feel like Tom Brady just drives the bus better than anybody else you could put. I mean, Peyton Manning got 2 Super Bowls, But I don't hear Rob Parker putting the asterisk on his because we won that second Super Bowl for Peyton, really. We did that. He missed time, and then when he came back, he still wasn't OG Peyton Manning. You know what I'm saying? He handed the ball off. He threw check downs. He made sure he protected the football so his defense could do what they do. So, I mean, somebody got to drive the bus, man. And the guy, I wouldn't have nobody else driving my bus but Tom Brady. If I got to pick, I had Tom Brady driving my bus at any time because he makes the small, like you said, he make the small decisions at the end of the game that some guys like maybe, I don't want to throw no names out there, but some guys don't make those decisions, and those guys don't have any Super Bowls. They got it's been a ton of great defenses who didn't win Super Bowls. And what's the reason? Because they don't have a Tom Brady under center to match what they're doing. You know what I'm saying?
I got you, but here's mine. My GOAT is Joe Montana, okay? 4-0 in the Super Bowl, 11 touchdowns, 0 picks, won 2 with Jerry Rice, won 2 without Jerry Rice, won 3 MVPs out of those 4 Super Bowls, and twice he had to throw a game-winning touchdown to win. He couldn't set up a field goal kicker. They needed a score to win. Right. He has an unblemished Super Bowl record. I mean, so everybody say, oh, well, he had Jerry Rice. No, 2 years he didn't have Jerry Rice.
Right.
I'm just saying Joe Montana, when I look at it, was the ultimate winner. When I look at him, 4-0 in Super Bowls, and Michael Jordan, 6-0 in NBA Finals, it's hard to duplicate what those two guys did on the biggest stage. It don't mean that Brady's not a big winner when you look at 6 Super Bowls and 9 tries, but 4-0. And when you look at Brady, he's lost twice to Eli Manning. And he had the 18-0 team and couldn't finish the deal. If you remember, Plaxico Burress predicted the score, and Brady laughed. Because they were scoring 35 points a game, and Brady laughed and said, oh, is that all we're going to score? Yes, that's all you were going to score, and they lost.
Hey, all they scored on us was about 12 in the Super Bowl. But, hey, it ain't matter. Only thing that mattered was one drive. When we needed to stop him, he found a weakness in our defense, and he hurried up on the ball. He didn't let us sub, and that's the GOAT came out of him. One drive. You know what I'm saying? And that's all it take in football, man. It don't take 4 quarters, man. It take you playing as a team for one drive in a key moment. And I feel like, man, in those key moments, it's time, man. You stand on the undefeated, no losses. Jordan, no losses. Montana, no losses. I don't know if I stand on the losses. I stand on the wins. 6 is always better than 4. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, not if you. It depends on how many times you got there. And my only thing is,
it depends on that for you. It don't depend on that for me. You could have been. Times could be in the league for 20 years and go to the Super Bowl every year and have 7 wins. Then I'm gonna call him. Oh my God, this guy living the chip. He only won 7, but it's hard enough to go to the chip. That's what I'm saying. I know how hard it is to physically be locked in for 17 weeks and make it to that last game of the season. That's the hard part right there. That's harder than playing in the damn chip.
But I'll give you an example. No, it's not just about going. Do you want to get to the front door of the Playboy Mansion, or do you want to get in? Which one are you trying to do?
I'm trying to get in for sure.
Okay. Get in.
Hey, but if it was a contest on who got in the most, and I got in 6 times and Rob got in 4 times, and I done pulled up to the front door 9 times, and you only pulled up to the front door 4 times, I'm gonna be like, stop playing with me, Rob. I done been in more times than you. I'm at the front door more times than you. So, Rob, relax, bro. That's just how I'm gonna feel about it. You know what I'm saying?
No, I got it, but I'll tell you this. Marv Levy with the Buffalo Bills, the coach, went to the Super Bowl 4 years in a row. Yeah. Right? Which you just said how hard it is to get to the Super Bowl, right?
Exactly.
4 years in a row. And you know why his name never comes up as one of the all-time great coaches? Why?
He never won it. Won it.
So it ain't about going. It's about winning. Remember this, Aqib. I want you to remember this as long as you live. Sports has a short menu. Wins and losses. There ain't nothing else on the menu.
So if on that menu, I got more wins than you got wins, I'm still winning. That's my whole point. It's not like Tom got 9 appearances with 0 wins. He got 9 appearances with 6 wins. 6 wins there, Rod. So
I got it.
Definitely the GOAT, man. If you the GOAT, he definitely the GOAT, man. You might have to play against him to really feel what I'm feeling, Rod. Like, he done killed me too many times, and I've seen him kill people I done been on this team where we killed people too many times. So, man, hey, it's a great argument. I love Montana too, man, but Tommy just different. Football is back. So you know what that means, man. We like to put on our favorite jersey, get some beer, get some chips, and lock in on Sundays. So don't forget to lock in with MANSCAPED, though, man, below the belt. We got to lock in and make sure we nice and neat below the belt so our wives and our girlfriends don't have nothing to say at night after the games, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you spend all day on the couch watching the game, and then you try to get romantic, but you didn't do the part that you should have done before that. You didn't treat your halftime correctly when you should have been taking care of yourself. You alluded to it. It's the Manscaped Perfect Package 3.0, and they got everything you need. First of all, you know, Aqib, when we were younger, we didn't have the technology that they have now, where you could actually have the Lawnmower 3.0. It's a skin-safe technology. It's waterproof. It's cordless. You can bring it in the shower, get all the spots that you really need to get. They also have the Crop Preserver, which is a ball deodorant, so you can stop from the chafing, especially if you're not wearing appropriate boxers. Fellas, wear good boxers. And then also you have the Crop Reviver as well. So you have the Perfect Package 3.0, all these things that you need to make sure that you're on top of your game when the games are over.
Definitely, man. Manscaped.com got us covered, guys. I can remember, you know, just going into the shower and grabbing whatever razor, doing what I got to do, hopping out the shower, dumping baby powder down there. But, I mean, we don't have to go through that kind of stuff no more, guys. We got manscaped.com. Use the promo code NOFLYZONE. You get 20% off and you get free shipping. That's on anything you need. You get you a trimmer. You get you a little deodorant, man. I say you good to go with them two things right there, man. So, NOFLYZONE is the promo code. 20% off and free shipping. Manscaped.com, man. They got us covered.
Your balls will thank you.
Yes, sir.
When this pandemic is all over, I gotta lock you guys in a film session and have Aqib point out some things, have Rob point out some things.
It'd be dope.
Yeah, for sure. Real quick, and give me a quick answer. More likely to, in light of the injury now to Drew Brees, which will probably be out 2 to 3 weeks, which could impact their home field advantage going down the playoffs, more likely to make it to the Super Bowl, BUCS or the Saints?
I picked the Saints before the year. I'm sticking with the Saints. My problem with the BUCS is that they feast on bad teams. They've struggled. The only good team they beat were the Packers, who were up 10-0 on the road when Aaron Rodgers uncharacteristically threw couple of bad picks and turned the game around. They never could get back on it. But they lost to the Saints twice. I saw them struggle in Chicago. And this is when Chicago was winning, not 5-5 now. So I'm not there yet. I still think I need to see them beat some better teams before I believe they're going to make a playoff run.
I'm going BUCS. I like Jameis, though. I don't like Jameis to fall off as much as people think the fall off is going to be in the Saints. I like him to, you know, keep them guys atop, keep them guys afloat for a little while. But, man, I just look at Tom Brady in a brand new system, new running back, man, new weapons, new weapon, and Grunt on the outside. And shit, they 7-3. They not even in 11 weeks. No training camp, no a modified training camp, no offseason, and they 7-3. So the cohesiveness is not even there yet. So I feel like this team is really going to get the rolling. Tom is really going to get the rolling when we get in week 13 and 14 and 15 and 16 and 17. I'm like, that's when I feel like he's really going to catch that wave, and AB will be acclimated to the offense then, and everything will be rolling, man. So I don't even feel like the BUCS, they 7-3, and I don't even feel like they hit their main stride yet, man. So I definitely pick the BUCS.
Yeah, you don't get better as you get older, you get worse. Remember that.
I got better.
You ain't get better.
Shit,
You better when you were 23 and 24 years old. Now,
hell nah.
Maybe I was you better. Became better, but you weren't physically better.
Man, I was physically. Let's call Devin McCourty right now. Asking me what kind of dunks I was doing at 27 years old. Crazy. Any dunk you want, Rob. I was the most explosive I ever was at 27, 8, 9, and 30. Them 4 years, it was max explosion for me, and it somehow turned out them was my best years in the NFL too. So, I mean, Tom a little bit over that. He's a little bit past that, but man, some guys get better, man. The game, as the older I got, the slower the game got. So I'm the slower I got as well. But the game got so slow to me, man. Shit, some guys get better, man, and I don't feel like some guys don't get worse. Some guys, as you know, you get at the level, and you just Tom, man. Your presence, it's the practice. It's what he brings to the meeting rooms, and what he bring to practice. It's the stuff that we don't see on Sunday. That what Tom bring to the table, man. That he elevated everybody. Everybody in that building is elevated because he in there.
I don't want to say that Tom is old, but I think next year, if he's still around, the BUCS are going to move their practice facility to the cemetery, just so that you know. Okay?
I don't know. I don't worry about next year. I go 1 year at a time. When I played, I went 1 year at a time. And on my show, I'm going 1 year at a time. I don't even talk about next year, Rob. We just talk about 2020, baby.
There we go. Next up, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being I'm cool, I'm chilling, 10 being I'm very, very, very concerned. How worried are you, and Aqib, I'll let you go first, about Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens coming off their loss to the Patriots?
I'm not worried at all. I'll say, what was it?
10 is like
super concerned.
Call the emergency number.
I'm on the 2. I'm on a 2 right now because they defense playing so well, and they offense. I mean, it's not even playing bad. You can't even count last game. It was a damn tsunami. That was the hardest rain I ever seen in a football game, besides the game I played in, the Broncos and the BUCS. Whatever year that was, 15 or 16. That was the hardest rain game I ever seen. But this was the second hardest rain game I ever seen. I don't even count that against them guys, man. It was a great win by the Patriots, but I don't even count that against Lamar, man. It was what can you do? The football soaking wet probably felt like a bowling ball at that point. You can't throw it. So, man, I'm not worried at all, man. They got a hell of a defense, and they got a great running game, and they still got great production on offense this year. They got some games where they slowed down, but they still got great production from their offense this year, man. So it's a momentum game. They'll catch that momentum again and get to killing people, scoring 30 points. It actually might be a good thing. You don't want to be the hot team at week 10. What's that doing for you? That you see what it did for them last year. They was the hot team all the way to week 17, all the way to the playoffs, and then they were just that's when they lost the momentum. When Mark Ingram got hurt, they lost the momentum. So I'd rather not have the momentum now, but still be number 1 or number 2 in the division. Know I'm going to the playoffs. And by the time week 15, 16 roll around, that's when I want to be catching my stride.
I'm with you. Not that concerned either. I think people had lofty and ridiculous expectations. There's no way he could duplicate what he did a year ago, being a unanimous, MVP. And you know this, Aqib. People, once they get film on you and they get to see your tendencies, there's an adjustment. Everybody adjusts to you, and then you have to make an adjustment to what they're doing to you. This happens to everybody.
Exactly.
So it's not, the talent is still there. You're right. That game, the speed that Baltimore had was lost in that rain. So what they normally do, they couldn't do. So they were put at a disadvantage. And that neutralized them for the Patriots. So yeah, you hate to lose that game. Things like that happen. But it's about winning come postseason time. And that's what they really need to gear up to. Make the playoffs, and then be ready to play and give them a chance to win. I still picked them I picked them to come out of the AFC, and I'm going to stick with my pick. I know everybody picks the Kansas City Chiefs, which is fine. But if you remember, even last year, the Kansas City Chiefs, in all their playoff games, they were down big. They should have lost. They never even gotten there. I mean, it was unbelievable. So I think that might catch up to them this year.
One thing's for sure, the Ravens will have an uphill battle in that AFC North. The way that the Steelers are playing looks like the Ravens will be a wild card team. I guess we'll have to see how.
That's team I ever saw. Hey, see, that's what I don't like to see though, Harris. You get to 15-0 and 16-0, like, man, it's football. You know what I'm saying? So no one team is going to have the momentum ever. I mean, the 85 Bears, that's the only team who ever had the momentum the entire way through. You know what I'm saying? It's one team in all these years of football, one team had the momentum like that. So I don't know. I almost me playing as much as I'm playing, man. Like Rob said, I almost want teams to, they did their adjustments and at the beginning of the season. Now week 13 and 14, we know how teams is playing us. Now we did our little adjustments. Now we gonna run for 6-7 weeks straight, and by the time y'all adjust shit, it's gonna be next year. You know what I'm saying? So I think Lamar and them is just fine, man. They getting used to teams playing them the way they playing them. I know they offensive coordinator. I know he in there making some adjustments, man, and he gonna bring them out. He gonna bring them out week 13, week 14, man. They're gonna have some new nuances in that offense, man, and they gonna roll, man. They gonna roll.
While we've been talking about quarterbacks, I'll leave you guys with one more question before Rob has to go here. 4th and game, you got one throw left.
Where are we at?
To win the game. You anywhere on the field. It could be 4th and goal at the 10-yard line. It could be 4th and goal at the 50-yard. 4th and game at the 50-yard line. Basically a last second throw.
Oh, this is my show. I'll let Rob go first. Go ahead, Rob.
Go ahead, Rob. Which quarterback are you taking?
Discount
in light of what we saw last weekend.
I'm taking Aaron Rodgers for the long throw, for the short throw, for whatever throw, back shoulder, whatever you need. I'm taking Aaron Rodgers. He still has the greatest touchdown to interception ratio in the history of the NFL. He has the greatest quarterback rating of any quarterback who's ever played in the NFL. He can do it all.
I'm gonna take Patrick Mahomes. He's the new discount double check. You see him. State Farm smart. You know what I'm saying? They always find a way to get the best quarterback in the league. You know what I'm saying? Get him under contract. But Pat Mahomes got the strongest arm. So if it's 4th and goal from the opposing team's 40, I like him to be able to reach the end zone. You know what I'm saying? And then if it's 4th and goal from the 10, I like him to be able to use his legs, run around a little bit. If he got to throw it all the way back across this way, he can make that throw. If he can make any throw on the field. And if everybody's covered up and he got to run it, he can do that too. You know what I'm saying? So I'm taking Patrick Mahomes.
Two excellent choices, I must say. Rob, we appreciate your time. Once again, Rob Parker from Fox Sports Radio, The Odd Couple, him and Chris Broussard every day. Also check out the podcast. Rob, you got any last words for Aqib?
Man, that was a lot of fun, man. We'll do it again, man. I like the pushback. I'm ready for you.
Definitely, man. Hey, hit me up, man. I'll come on the Odd Couple, chop it up with y'all guys, man. Let me know.
Let's do that. We'll do that, man. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it, Rob. Take care.
Thanks, Rob.